Blog Talk Radio.
Hi everyone, and very welcome to another brand new Soul Sister show with hosts Sue and Anne. And today we have Thursday, March 25th, 2021, and I know it's a national holiday in Greece, so that's a little bit of knowledge that can be fun to know. So they actually have two national days because they have a long history. It's an ancient country, and it's freedom today, so I'm not really into what they are, but it's a very big holiday. It's a nice time right now in Greece, of course. And so here in Sweden, so it's starting to at least smell a little bit like we are approaching spring. We're not there yet, but we are approaching. So welcome everyone, and we are a live call-in show, so you can call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number. Call us for questions, or why not have a mini reading live on air. And today we are holding open lines actually. And this is important. If you want to talk with us live on the show, remember to press 1 on your device. You can also go to scrollsofthesoul.com/live, scrollsofthesoul.com/live, where you can listen live to the player and text chat with us during all our shows. And I'm Anne, coming to you live from Stockholm, Sweden today. So yeah, it's starting to smell a little bit like we are approaching springtime here. So it's plus maybe 5. I'm not really sure today, but it's okay. It's not freezing any longer. And on today's show, we will hold open line, and we have selected a very special spiritual topic to talk about, and it's going to be a deep dive into spirituality inverted. So what does that mean? Stay tuned and check it out. And we will also, of course, take your calls for questions and mini readings live on air, and you can also call in to share a story with us or anything spiritual. So we are holding open lines today, and we really would love to talk to you. So if you haven't called in, now is a great time to call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. Or join us in the chat room at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And we are a live call-in worldwide radio, broadcasting today from Arizona in the U.S. and Stockholm, Sweden. So what a nice thing, right? Cold Sweden and hot Arizona. Maybe not hot yet. I'm going to see what my beautiful sissy is going to say about that. And on today's show, as I said, we are going to hold open lines, and we are going to talk about a special, well-selected spiritual topic, a deep dive into spirituality inverted. That's really interesting. And if you haven't listened to us before, we are the show that discusses the Akashic Records, soul realignment, healing modalities in general, and of course, we just love any and all spiritual topics. So we try to bring up a kind of wide range of different spiritual topics. And we are also proud to announce that we have listeners in 21 countries and growing, 21 countries all over the globe. And actually it's all continents. So thank you so much for honoring us with interacting with us and listening to our shows. And once again, we are a live call-in show, so you can call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and you can call us for questions or get a mini reading live on air, or why not share a story with us. Press 1 to talk with us live on the show, or you can join us in the chat room at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. You can also find us on YouTube. Search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly on YouTube and subscribe and like our videos. Now let me bring on my co-host for Soul Sisters, Sue, all the way from nice weather or hot Arizona. Yes. Hi, Sue. How are you?
I'm good. Well, normally hot, right? When we get into the mid-April, late April, around there, it'll start getting pretty hot. But as of now, we've got beautiful, cool weather. We've had rain the past few days. Not too much, like a little drizzle. The air is crisp and clean. You know, you just love that air. You know, when it's just clear. So yeah, we're doing good here. How's the weather over there in Sweden?
Yeah, it's okay. As I said, it's starting to smell spring. We're not in spring yet. That's how I feel. But it's starting to smell. That's nice.
Yeah. Well, you can. I know you've said to me before, you guys can surprisingly get snow into May, right? That's happened before.
Yeah, that's very unusual, but it has happened. It happened during my lifetime, so it can happen. Yeah. You never know.
Right.
In the middle of May. How about that, in Stockholm?
Right. Were the flowers bloomed? Was everything bloomed at that point when it snowed out?
I think the flowers have started. It's not like, I think in the beginning of June, everything are in full bloom, so to speak.
Right.
So we are kind of taking time here before the nature explodes, right?
Yeah, right. Anyways.
So, everybody listening, we are so happy to be with you today, and get your spot in the queue now. Call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number. Call us for questions or free mini readings or share a story with us. And if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. You can listen live and text chat with us during all our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, we offer personal readings. You can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And you can find out what type of readings we offer and everything around that. Now you can also find out all about this radio channel and network. You can find out more at scrollsofthesoul.com, scrollsofthesoul.com. And before we move on with today's show, let's recap what last week was all about. That was a great show, Sissy.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was our third week of the month. We take on numerology, and last week was the numerology show. And we took numbers, phone numbers actually. Of course, we don't do that publicly. We just come out with what the final aspect is. And yeah, it was quite interesting. It was a really good show. And if you didn't get a chance to listen last week, you can always go to scrollsofthesoul.com/pass and listen to that show. So that was I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and it was a really great show.
Yeah, it was. Let our callers know. Hang on, we'll be over with you guys in just a couple minutes. So So hang with us. Today's topic, and I know Anne was teasing it a little bit, a deep dive into spirituality inverted. So how this came about was quite interesting. Anne and I we'll do a lot of research, and sometimes things will come about accidentally. You're looking for one thing, and something else piques your interest. And a couple of weeks back, I was doing topic research for something, and it wasn't necessarily this aspect of what we're going to talk about, but this kind of just dropped in. And I found it interesting that basically it's more along the lines of how, I'm just going to say the word, not everybody's comfortable with it, but the occult and how they take aspects of what we use in this arena and pervert it. So, and take it to where it's, there's spiritual tools that can be twisted for negative purposes. And I think, Anne and I have had many discussions about this. And I think what's important to understand when you're talking about those on that side of the spectrum is it's all about intent. So what we discovered was something as simple as the Eye of Horus as an example, where for us in this arena, that is the third eye. We use the third eye to see, right, Sissy? And so
yes,
that is used, for good. We when you're such as a healer, as a Reiki healer, that's something that tends to develop. I know it did for me, the third eye opening. But in other aspects where it's used not on a positive side, used more for the negative and used more for things such as gateways, spiritual gateways, when wanting to pull in the dark. Trying to be careful in how I say some of that. But now for us, right, we've seen that, and but there's been positive aspects too. So for us, I think it's about intent, right?
Yes,
What
it is. It is about intention, and what we talked about is also that sometimes we can feel uncomfortable because we know that some symbols have been used on the negative side. Let's state it in that manner. So,
right.
Because everything comes down to what we want to do. There are certain things if we want to be on the light side, so we don't ever manipulate with others' free will. We don't try to make things happen for us in expense of others. There are so many things we don't call upon negative forces. But at the same time, I know that we talked about it's very important to be aware because this is something that actually exists. It's not like we can put our head in the sand and it's going to pass. So it's a good thing to be aware, because even sometimes on social media you can find people who claim they are on the light side, but still they have ceremonies and rituals that may point to another direction. So it's a very good thing to use discernment, right, Susie?
Right. Yeah, very much so. For me, I always found that when it's certain terms, kind of make me take a step back. Things like, words like magic, and there's other words I can't think of off the top of my head, but
Self.
Self. And for me, now you're starting to pervert, you're starting to move in a different direction when you get into spells. Now, that's my opinion. Doesn't mean it's correct, but from my research, and then I know for you the same thing. You're understanding, and so
yes. I just have
go
to
ahead.
chime in a little bit because this is an interesting topic for me because I feel, we tend to do everything. And I know that we both said a few years ago we don't want to ever say anything or talk about anything that has to do with the darker side. And it's not something we seek out, but I think that everyone should actually be aware because it can be used in manners that we may not be aware of. For instance, rituals and spells. Not every ritual and spell are of the dark or bad thing, but it's very important to be very ethic. So you don't ever do a spell where you, for instance, love spell to make someone fall in love with you. You don't do that. You don't mix with others, interfere with others' free will. You don't. But you can, for instance, like a kind of ritual we both like to use is if we want to release something, you can write that thing on a paper. It can be a big story coming from within you, or it can be just a few words, right? It doesn't really matter. It's a ritual you do, but you are releasing something. So then I know both of us have done this, so we just go and burn the paper. It's just like adding more energy to the intention of releasing. And as long as we don't interfere with anything else that are living and trying to manipulate things in our favor, we can use things of that nature. Spells may have a slightly different, but a spell can be something like an affirmation for me. That's my personal way. But we have to be very, very careful how we put it. So we never ever claim something for someone else. And as I'm praying or affirming or doing work in this area, I always add for the highest good of all involved, because I can't say that I know as a human being living here, even if we have psychic abilities, we have senses, we know a lot of things, we don't know the best for anyone else, and we're not the ones who are supposed to judge either. So by that also said, sometimes it can be difficult because sometimes people are, or the soul for someone may have chosen to experience a few things. It doesn't mean that it's a very positive thing, but we're still not supposed to judge, but we have to be careful not to add to that specific energy, right?
Right,
Sissy?
Very much so, yeah. And intent always pops into my head too when we're talking about this, because looking, I'm going to use our cards as the example, right? So when we both have tons of decks from different authors, and a lot of the images are also used, but for purposes that are to the negative. So it was interesting going into this research, and really, I've tried to take a deep dive. I did take a deep dive, but, you kind of want to be a little careful on how you state some of that as well. So how this came about, I'm just going to give a for instance, is I came across a woman, her name is Jessie Zabotar, and she was groomed from a young child to become a queen mother of darkness. She went public in August of 2019 about her grooming and what goes on behind the scenes with the dark side. And so what I discovered was that a lot of the same symbols that we use for, the positive aspects of this arena, they use them too, but they're using them for a totally different purpose. And her information, I grabbed a couple websites and a YouTube link. And I know Ann was going to post some of that on soulsofthesoul.com on our live chat. So if you're interested, I see you posted that. Okay. If you're interested,
I'm going to change it. I was too fast. Sorry for that. Everybody listening. I have to redo it anyway.
Okay. Yeah, if you're interested in this topic and how it gets perverted, so how they take what we use for good, for love, for calling in, our guides and angels, they use to call in the dark. And their intent and intention is interesting to say the least. And so if you'd like to see what we're talking about, I would suggest going over to our chat room where Anna's posted a couple links. One of them that's up there is the YouTube where she talks publicly about what they do. And and these are secrets now. These are secrets that have been done for thousands of years, and she goes public with what is done. And it was quite interesting to say the least. So like I said, if you're interested, Anne posted both her website and YouTube video where she talks about this. So,
I just have to mention something also. For me, and this is my personal opinion, I know that you most likely agree with me, but the difference between light and darkness is that the light doesn't push you to anything. The light can advise you, guide you, but there's always a loving feeling. You don't need to sacrifice anything. You're not supposed to sacrifice anything. You're not supposed to feel manipulated. You're not supposed to take orders from anyone that says that you're not following the right path if you don't do this and that and this and that and the third thing, And I think it's very, very important. And for me, the dark side is the side that calculates gain, that has a sometimes hidden agenda, that try to manipulate a lot. And mention, because it just came to me right now, and even as psychics, sometimes, when we are receiving guidance, I always ask if there's someone new coming to me. I want them to show themselves and tell me who they are, and I want to sense them and see them. If it's a guide or an entity or whatever it is that can come, sometimes it happens because they can't hide forever. And sometimes they do present themselves like something very nice and radiating and very loving. But you need to ask, and if you really do ask, and you ask your guides who you are familiar with to be with you, there's nothing to fear. Because here's the thing too. I know we talked about this in a private conversation last week, because when we give in to fear, this darkness feeds from the fear. So if we resist to talk about it, it means that we have given in to fear, and that's my sense of why it's so important to talk about it. Right.
And, and from experience, we both understand that fear is really easy to give into, too. It is. It's very easy to give into. And it's, it is, let's be honest, it's harder to get away from fear. But I think that's just being human, too. I think sometimes there's just that natural reaction where when there's something that's the unknown, or you perceive events that could occur, you can fall into fear. But, if you live in fear, you are creating that cycle, that circular cycle. And the more you do that, the more you are feeding and drawing in the negative, because it feeds off of that. And so while you're putting that energy into it, it's circular, that you're drawing more towards you. That isn't good. That isn't for our highest good, our divinity, our divine selves.
I can
So,
actually share a little thing here. I know we both love Mother Mary. She's very precious to both of us. And I had help from her many times through my own past. And
yep.
I know specifically one time a few years ago when I had, you can understand that there's something negative going on when there's a disturbance going on around you all the time. It's like you can't put your finger on it because sometimes the dark can be a little bit sneaky and
Uh-huh.
it can take time to understand what it is. And I had a help
Yeah.
from a healer actually, and this came to me. I went into the bathroom. Now I'm laughing because it happens to me many things in the bathroom, both good and kind of awakening experiences. So
Right.
I could sense something that didn't feel good. I saw something very in a red color, very strong and felt very bad. And I had a very sick feeling within me. And I went outside and I sat down and I started to connect with Mother Mary. And she has actually, it came to me because I have a deck that's called Mother Mary Oracle. And I grabbed a card from there and I didn't do exactly what affirmation and process said to me to do, but it kind of comes if you just are guided and you connect. So I walked into the arms of Mother Mary, and she was radiating and upholding this holy fire, and I saw that as a white fire. And I talked to her and I asked her to pure this thing and to help me clear away this thing. So it took, I don't remember exactly, maybe 5-10 minutes. And I repeated the ceremony a few times, but I felt immediately a release of tension from this, can I say nasty thing that had appeared in front of me.
Right.
And sometimes I sense I could perceive that. I think I had that for some time around me. But like I said, it can be tricky sometimes to see. But I did at some point. I could see it. And it's like that thing couldn't escape. And I feel that that was Mother Mary helping me too. So that was cleared. And actually we put up a nice video at scrollsofthesoul.com/live in the chat room. So you can go and have a look at that video that we created. It's not exactly how it appeared for me, but it's something similar. And it's a 3-minute video. You can get inspired by that. And there are affirmations and prayers in there so you can connect with Mother Mary and help to, if you sense there's anything. But even if you sense there's nothing negative around you, it's a good thing to practice.
Right.
Right?
And just, yeah, and please go check that out, guys, because it is an amazing video and created absolutely beautiful. At scrollsofthesoul.com /live, sorry. It's in there. But I want to make one final statement before we hit the bottom of the hour. You know, most people tend to think that Archangel Michael is the one that comes in and does the battle, you know, for us. And what they don't understand is that Mother Mary can do the same. She's really powerful, very strong, and I think through our own lessons that you and I have both learned through negative experiences, that's something we both had a lesson in when it came to her, how powerful she is, and how strong she is when it comes to taking on those entities and energies. She's quite powerful.
She's extremely strong.
So, would you like to take a call or two, Cynthia?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, guys. Coming over to you. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? Okay. Let me just put them on hold, and I'll come back. Yeah, guys, if you hear me respond, I'm coming over to you. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, ladies. My name is Joy, and I'm calling from Kentucky.
Hi, Joy.
Hi, Joy.
Beautiful
Welcome.
name. I love your name.
Thank you. I wanted to ask if I could get a mini reading.
Sure. Anything specific?
Absolutely.
No, nothing specific. Just whatever you see.
Nothing.
Whatever
specific.
comes.
Okay. All right. I think we're both grabbing a deck of cards. Mini reading, whatever comes.
Yeah, we are.
Well, I actually grabbed. I ended up with 3 cards here. I don't like to do that. Yeah, I should try to stick to 1, but 3 kind of popped out. And these are the Angel Tarot cards from Doreen Virtue. So I'll just do a quick, I'll give you a quick reading on what came out. The first was, I hit my mic, sorry about that. Knight of Fire, passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and it says, a sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. So that was the first one. The second one was 9 of Air, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecy, sleepless nights. And so the third one would be Balance, Archangel Zadkiel. And that one says the need, this is weird, both of these cards are talking about balance. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compassion. Wait for perfect timing. So it looks to me like there's definitely some balance issues going on. Would that be the case? Is there something going on where you need some balance?
Yes, actually, I'm going Tuesday to a court date. My daughter's father was going for joint custody, even though he has a lot of time with her daily. So that's what he is.
Right. Yeah, the Knight of Fire where, it talks about passionate and adventurous and self-assured. So I think that's important for you, definitely the self-assured part. It feels like it's going to turn in your favor. It's going to turn in the favor in which she's hoping. At least it feels that way to me, especially looking at this card. There's no doubt in my mind because there's strength here. And he is a knight. He is on a horse carrying a staff. So it does feel like strength, So I think it'll turn out to be what you hope they would be.
That's a really good thing.
Good.
I'm here, and I actually got almost the same thing here. And what I'm told from the cards and from spirits and angels is that there's something you have been thinking much about, and of course this is it, as you said. This is something that takes a great deal of place in your life, and you may worry about it. It's very emotional at the same time as it can feel good. I have a sense that it's going to be good in the end, and that things will turn out way better than you have been thinking. And, it's very human for us to worry, and we usually base our worries on our earlier experiences, even if we have sense of something, we have intuition and all of that good stuff. But it feels like if this had been confusing, which I sense it most likely had, right, and a little bit challenging for you, it's going to pass, and you can start breathing again, and you can see that this is going to be good. There's a lot of hope here for things to turn out in a good manner. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does, very much. Yes, it does. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's good.
Wonderful. And I just have to say one more last thing here. It feels like you will feel like having gained freedom as an end result of this. So it's a very beautiful energy. It's going to come to you, that energy of freedom and peace.
I definitely need it.
Yeah, there's that sense of powerlessness, huh? You know, where you have to hand that power over to someone who's an arbiter who makes that final call, and it's completely, you know, out of your hands. Right. Completely understandable how stressful that could be.
Absolutely.
Dealing with the courts, yeah, I completely understand.
Yeah, it was like
and just
I'm sorry.
more advice, if you like to, we did post a link to a video we have created at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. It's only 3 minutes. There's a prayer and an affirmation in there, so you can connect with Mother Mary. She's helping you through this as well if you want to.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
Yeah, it's an amazing video. It's really beautiful.
I definitely will check it out.
Okay. All right, Joy. Is there anything else?
I guess I'm working on, like, I have a hobby of making scented soy candles, and I'd like to start selling some to friends and families. Do you see that going well?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, you know, here's the thing that just, you know, Ann talks about Mother Mary, and right away, these, there's affirmations when you're making these candles, okay? If you, you know, you can add a prayer to them while you're making them, so you're creating that energy, right? That loving energy, because you want them to vibrate, right? I mean, people don't think of things like that, but I would definitely do something like that. Find something that feels really powerful and impactful to you, and while making them, because I know my husband's made them, so I completely understand, you know, some of the process. While making them, maybe to do an affirmation or something that feels positive to you, and that should help. That'll help sell them, because they'll give off that energy you're looking for.
Yes, and I have a small tip here too, actually, because of course I have gotten a flame and candle from a different source, and I'm not religious in that sense, but I have spent it many times in Easter times in Greece, and they have ceremonies where they go to church, and they actually have the flame from Jerusalem coming to the church, and the priest gets it, all of the Greek churches in the world, and then people start sharing with each other. So that's what I call the flame of Jesus and Mother Mary. So I know that pay attention when you do this work with your flames, because if you connect with Mother Mary, you may see that your flame will have a special shape or anything that will stand out for you. It may very well appear for you.
Oh, wow. I'll definitely look for that too. I like that. I love it.
Yeah, I've got it. You made me think of something, Sissy, so I just got to say it to Joy. This candle, this flame she's talking about, I can't even describe it to you. This flame is transferred from Israel, and it's always kept lit, and it's transferred all around the world. And I can tell you, I have the candle with the flame, and I've lit every candle in my house with this. And what Anna and I both have experiences, we have images of these flames and the wick, where the wick comes out to be like a heart shape. Oh. Absolutely amazing from this.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just, it's incredible. It's definitely an incredible energy that comes because it's, like I said, the flame is all around the world, and it doesn't go out. It's an incredible story. Maybe something we'll have to.
Yes, it is an incredible story.
I
wanted to advise. Yeah, I wanted to advise everyone listening, but I know it's not a very good time right now, and it's hard to maybe gather where these things take place. But if you ever have a chance to celebrate Easter, and it's usually on Saturday at midnight ceremony they have. So that's when they start sharing this flame coming from Jerusalem. And if you have a chance sometime, just go for it. Bring a candle with you and bring the flame home. And then you can use that same energy, because everything is energy. So it's only basically the energy you are bringing along. It's beautiful.
And actually, you can get it like at the Orthodox Greek churches. I know this is where they, just here in the States, if you can find the Greek churches, and around the time of that Easter is celebrated, I think in Greece, right? Because the time is different from when we normally celebrate it.
I have a sense that we are celebrating Easter soon here in Sweden. I think it's a week from now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And in Greece, I think it's in the beginning of May, actually. So I don't know. They have different ways of counting. But it doesn't matter. If that may be a time when people have the opportunity to go and have a part of that plane, that will be wonderful.
Right. Yeah, it is. If you get the chance, Joy, if you're able to locate this information and find out when this flame comes across, and maybe Ann and I will be able to figure that out and post it up on the site here in the future, because it would be a great topic to talk about. Ann's done a lot of research on this flame, and there's a lot of good information. That may be a really great start for you as far as your candle making.
Definitely. I would love to check that out.
Yeah, there's just this amazing story behind what we're talking about. So, yeah. All right. Well, good luck with all of it, and keep us informed of how that goes.
I will. Thank you both very much. I really appreciate it.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you.
Have a great day, Joy.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Oh, Sissy, I forgot
Incredible
all about
call, right?
Yeah. They're coming around that time anyway, Easter. So I just took notes about, that as a future topic, we can dive more into.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I do remember the pictures we have of the flame and making the heart shape. It's absolutely incredible. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. Right. All right, I'm just looking at the time. Did you want to, what do you want me to do? Do you want to do the bottom of the hour and then I'll grab another call?
Yeah, I can do a very quick bottom of the hour, and then we grab another caller. So everyone listening and interacting with us, you can text chat with us if you want to in the chat room at scrollsofthesoul.com/live, and we also have posted a few links in there that you may find interesting. One of them is the video to Mother Mary, and the other ones are for the lady who can enlighten us about the not so pleasant side. It goes against me now to talk about more negative things when we have talked about Mother Mary, because I just love that energy. It's something you want to stay in, that positive energy.
Right.
But anyway, we love to talk to you, so we still have place here in the queue. So call in at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and you can call us for questions or get a free mini reading live on air, or why not share a story with us. If you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. And once again, you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com/live to text chat with us during the show. And on today's show, we are holding open lines, and we have been touching a very special spiritual topic, a deep dive into spirituality inverted. So that's interesting. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue for a personal reading, we offer many different personal readings. You can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And once again, we are overly excited and proud that we have listeners in 29 countries all over the globe, in all continents, and we are growing. So thank you so much. It's an honor for us. And our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, and that is April 1st, 2021. So what joke are we going to do? No, I'm just kidding. We're Soul Sister Show and host Sue and Anne, and we will talk about soul realignment. We continue the discussion about manifesting our Divine Soul Blueprint that we started to talk about on March 4th. So if you want to listen to the replay, you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com/past and find the episode from March 4th. And of course, as usual, we take your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air. We'll be on 10 a.m. Pacific in the U.S., where the world is changing from winter time to summertime, so it's a little bit different. It's not the whole world at the same time. Wouldn't that be practical? Or wouldn't it be more practical if we didn't change that time? But anyway,
Yeah.
that is what's going on. So there's actually a blog on our scrollsofthesoul.com. It's on the first page, and you can find time near you around the globe, so you can check out. There's a link in there, and you can check out the time, what 10 a.m. Pacific U.S. time would be for you, because 10 a.m. Pacific U.S. time is always the time we are on. It never changes. All the other times changes, but not that one. And you can keep yourself updated on our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming, scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And of course, you can go to YouTube and you can see, just search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly on YouTube, and you can find upcoming episodes, more teasers about that. And I think we are fairly done. Let's get back to the show. How about that?
Okay, Sissy. Let me grab a call for us. Hang on one sec. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay. No response, Sissy.
No response.
I'm just gonna give the area code. Caller from 973. I just picked up for you. I don't know if you're on mute or not. But just try one more time, okay? And then we're gonna have to move on. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello?
Hello? How are you?
Hi. Good. Hi. What's your name? Where are
Hi.
you calling from?
Happy Thursday. My name is Tina. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Hi, Tina. Were you on mute?
Hi, Tina.
No, I'm sorry. I was still doing schoolwork while I was on hold.
Okay.
I'm like, girl, I called out to you. This is the second time. Where you at?
I'm so sorry. Multi-again. Thank you for having your show.
Thank you. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling us.
What can we do for you?
Yes, I would like to ask about my relationship with my boyfriend, Todd.
Relationship. You would like to ask about your relationship?
Yes, whatever Spirit has for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
What does Spirit have for Tina? I'm at, Sissy, do you have a card? Because I'm actually going to douse this question.
Yes, I have cards here.
Okay. So if you want to take it first for Tina, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. So what's coming up for me, Kina? Hi, Kina, Anne here.
Hi.
It's like there are many good feelings going on here in the relationship, but it feels like there may be, is this a new relationship or have you been with each other for some time?
No, we've known each other a long time, but our reconnection is no.
Okay. I have a sense that every part of the puzzle feels to be, but it's like you need to make them fall into place, and maybe that's coming up for me in that sense because you've known each other as friends, right? And now this relationship have changed into something else. So it's nothing to worry about. It's just that it's a different energy. So it's about the change of this special energy. And it also feels like one of you or maybe both of you may have some past experiences that may play a little role, even if you know each other, because it's a new way of having a relationship together now. So if you have experiences that are triggering you, they may actually pop up. It's nothing to be afraid of. It can be seen as a blessing in the sense that it's a great time to just observe and know that it can't come back, and you just need to see it so you are aware of it, and then you can release it. But it feels like also that you have a very strong connection, and that makes sense because you have known each other for quite some time. So you may also be a little bit different, maybe having different ideas about some things, but that's okay too, because it's not nice to be too similar, is it? So it feels like there's a great potential here for creating something wonderful. Does it make sense to you?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to chime in real quick, Sissy.
Thank you.
Tina,
Yes.
Tina, I have one question. Is there, are there children involved here? Or a child?
No, we both have our own, no, we both have, children apart.
Okay. Yeah, because I got, one of the first things I got was child, children, and then some division. So maybe that makes sense as to why I got division, because there's dividing up. You know, you have your children, he has his. So
yes.
And there's no issues, right? There's nothing that separates you when it comes to the children. Okay.
No.
That's good. All right. Yeah, that's what just came through for me is about the children. So one other thing I grabbed really quick, so I'm like, okay, that's not enough. I'm like waiting for more, and I wasn't getting anything more. So I grabbed a card for you, and I got a message from someone. It says, hello from heaven, okay? Your loved one in the spirit world wants to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you, to prove that they're with you at this time. So is there someone who you've lost?
You know what? There's an uncle that just passed. It affected me. He passed. Yep.
He's coming through. He's definitely coming
Aww.
through. So that's. You want me to reread that card to you? You don't mind? I'll reread it.
No, I got it. Thank you.
You got it? Okay. Oh, good. Oh, very good. Yeah. Oh, that's good. All right. Is there anything else?
No, just can you tell me why Spirit brought Todd and us why we came together? What we're supposed to do?
Say that again, hon, because you went a little muffled. Repeat that one more time.
Yeah, can you tell me why Spirit brought us together? Like, is there a greater purpose for us? Like, what we're supposed to do?
Is there a greater purpose? Let me see. I'm actually going to grab another card, believe it or not.
Thank you.
Let's see. There's something they're supposed to do. No, I got the no card. No, there isn't anything you're supposed to do. Go with the flow. It is what it is. It is what it needs to be. So no.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
I can actually chime in here because I got something that feels to fit in very good. I picked a card too, and it talks about studies. Isn't that amazing? Because you just told us you were studying something, right? At the same time you were listening. So just keep on. And I feel that sometimes we don't have the whole picture. We don't really know. But it's something that's important for you. You are on the right path, so just keep on the good work. Keep on doing what you do. And I have a sense that it's connected somehow with your life in general and this new kind of relationship that had turned into a romantic one. So it's a connection here. So I have a sense that you have many things you can share together and that you are about to not only study like you are doing, but also help each other to grow, inspire people, and learn things together. So I feel that that's a great purpose why you are together at this time right now. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. How do we reach you outside of this for reading, both of you?
Say that again, Tina. I didn't hear you. Say it again, love.
How do we reach both of you outside of this for reading?
If you go to www.scrollsofthesoul.com/Ann/Sue. You should be able to find us there.
Does that make sense?
Tina, you still there? Okay, I'm not hearing her, Sissy. All right, Tina, thank you for calling in.
Yes, thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Oh, bye. Thank you.
Okay, Sissy, I'm going to grab another call. And let me just repeat that for you, Tina. It's scrollsofthesoul.com/Ann/Sue. So I hope that helps. All right, we move on to our next caller, okay? Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Emily. I'm calling from Boston. How are you?
Hi, Emily. Good. How are you?
Hi, Emily.
I'm good.
What can we do for you?
Well, this is my first time listening to your show, so thank you. You guys are great. And
thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. I just started a couple of new businesses over COVID, and I was just curious if you guys could look into that for me and see what you thought.
Look into that. Well, the first thing I got is you kind of used COVID to your advantage, which is a good thing. And continue doing that because it will come into once this kind of settles down and you're back to somewhat of the quote-unquote norm, okay, this will flow right into the norm, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
no, very smart move on your part. Very smart move.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
let me hang on, Emily. Let me see what Ann has for you as well.
Okay.
Hi, Emily. I got the same thing, and we have said so many times that it's like living, sitting on the front row watching a movie and you're really not getting it. It's a very weird time, and there are so many things going on, and it affects us differently, and it's not pleasant. But at the same time, it gives us actually the time, as we old ladies, now I said old, I usually say mature, so we remember the times when we didn't have cell phones and there were a little bit of a slower pace in life here on Earth, so to speak. So it's like the blessing, even in this challenging time, is that we can go within and we can use that time to listen within more than, because it's like we can't run around like we are used to. So that is the blessing, even if it can feel both horrible sometimes, but maybe sometimes also like, okay, I have a part of my life back even if I don't feel really free. So it's a two-sorted thing, so to speak. I'm getting rest and rejuvenation for you, and just keep up, as Sue said, exactly what you're doing, because it's coming out as something to an advantage for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I appreciate it very much. What was that?
Definitely exciting for you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel it. I do.
Oh, nice.
So,
Nice.
that's good.
Keep it up.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much again.
Oh, you're welcome. Have
Thank
a great
you so
day.
much.
Bye-bye.
Have a wonderful
Bye.
day. Bye.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Don't have any more callers right now, but I do have a card or two I pulled. We normally try to do that for our audience, and I forgot about it with this topic. So, but I'm just going to grab one of them, okay, and then I'll read it. I know you always pull a card too, so I'm just going to do the first one that I grabbed, which is from Sacred Geometry Activation Oracle Deck. And this card, which was kind of interesting, is fertility. And I'm like, okay, normally we think of fertility, we think of, getting pregnant. But when I read the card, it had so much more of a bigger meaning. So just really quick, I'll read you what it says, and then I'll go through. It's not a long write-up. It's like one page. So it says, fertility. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we've been before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. Okay, that caught my eye, so I read the rest. I'll just give you a quick reading of what it says. When the long, dark days of winter finally give way to the arrival of a new season, all of existence responds in a glorious expression. The voices of songbirds fill the air, a hint of green appears on trees and plants, and people walk with a little more bounce in their steps, a smile on their faces. Spring is a time of fertility when all of existence is bursting with the potential of new life, a time of expansion and promise. We see it around us in the outer world, and we feel it inside us in the inner world. It feels like a grand yes is breathed over us and into us from everywhere. Usually, fertility refers to the ability to produce offspring. In the new energy, we are invited to consider fertility as the potential to grow something new and inspiring, an idea, a project, a new paradigm. The blue and greens in the image refer to the fertile ground on which something new can grow. The clouds remind us of the spiritual aspects of the fertility concept like the birth of a new consciousness. The squares represent the form-based reality of our earthbound life while we are here. I'm almost done, Sissy. The bright flower shape at the top represents our connection to Source. The sphere shape at the bottom, our connection to Earth, equally as bright yet different. The beauty of flowers is a reminder of how wonderful life can be when expressed fully. I thought, isn't that interesting? It amazes me when we pull cards, and we're coming into spring. I thought, wow, what a great expression.
Absolutely fantastic. And so
my cards for today.
And you know what? It always amazes me, and I actually pulled a card from Mother Mary's Oracle deck. It's a quite big deck. It has beautiful pictures and artery. And I actually pulled Our Lady of Charity. It's not maybe always what we sense the first time we hear those words. It's about Mother Mary, of course, because the whole deck is about Mother Mary. And this is also very fitting to what we have been talking about today. So Mother Mary says, I call upon my strongest children to aid those in need. And this doesn't mean that we're supposed to forget ourselves, right? Because we have to have self-care and self-love so that we can be able to help someone else, right? And she says, I will empower your purpose and act through you. And if Mother Mary acts through you, you're not going to be drained or tired because she's going to provide you, through you, the energy. My powers are vast enough to keep you safe and protected, no matter where you may be. Fear not and maintain your focus on me. I shall guide you, my beloved. And this is the best part here that comes actually. Being a healer is not always a professional choice. Sometimes we are simply healers in how we are in the world. And sometimes those with a particular ability to love the Divine Mother are asked by her to be present in particular environments in need of healing. How about that?
Wow.
Those environments are often the darkest ones that are most in need of her light. They may be toxic office environments or judgmental families trapped in fear and shame, or the environment be a relationship with a person that is in need of loving affection. Far from becoming a martyr or victim, a healer, even if one doesn't know one is a healer in that situation, at first would benefit from allowing the mother to work through him or her in these circumstances. And this is a little bit what we have been talking about, the light and the darkness, because both are present. And if we also, as we usually say, it's the same energy, but it's different polarities of the same energy, and it's our choice to choose how we work with it. And this is absolutely so spot on, because sometimes we can feel as small human beings here on Earth, what can we actually do? I can't change the whole thing. No, we can't change by being one, but we can change if we are many, and we can change by fearlessly and stubbornlessly to radiate anything else than love and light, because that is how we can affect things around us and connect with Mother Mary. How about that card?
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. What was the number on that one? Because I just grabbed my deck. What was the number?
44.
44. Okay, that is even stranger. Because it is amazing to me. So you pick a card that has 44, and all of the, there's numbers here we've gotten today, right? There was 5 4s in a number today. 5 of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's quite incredible to me. So I'll have to grab that one out myself and take a look a little bit later
And
read it
you
myself.
know, in numerology, the number 4 stands for the square, the foundation. So it's like a sign in that sense that today had been a foundation for something. Isn't that wonderful?
Right. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm curious.
definitely. Wow. That, very interesting how that things always evolve,
Yes.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome. Okay. Well, it looks like we've come to our time. I don't see any more callers on the board. Is there anyone in the chat room? Or no?
No, I don't see anyone.
No.
So maybe we wrap it up.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So thank you, everybody. Amazing show like always. And it's not like we are sitting here as hosts and we don't learn anything, because we are all interacting with each other. And even if you guys call us here and you ask us questions, it's enlightening for us too. So there are always things that we can learn. And I remember that I just had to say this. I remember when I started off on a conscious spiritual journey, right? And I thought after some time, oh, I know it. I got it. I understand. I got it. But that was only the beginning. I had no clue. It's a continuous journey. We never stop to learn and develop. And we go deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's a blessing. I have to say it's a blessing. Even though we may not last all the time, but it's a blessing.
It sure is. That it is.
And it is, right? And on today's show, we held open lines, and we have been talking about a deep dive into spirituality inverted, both light and darkness. And if we didn't get a chance to take your call, please call into our next show. Our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, April 1st, 2021. Should we promise not to make too many jokes? Or
I don't know.
April, I just love that. I'm a mature small kid here.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if you can keep that promise then.
And I tried to be nice, okay?
Okay.
So we're back next Thursday, April 1st, 2021, the Soul Sister Show. I'm host Sue and myself, Anne, discussing soul realignment, and we continue the discussion about manifesting our divine soul blueprint. We started the discussion about manifesting our divine soul blueprint on March 4th, 2021. So if you didn't listen to that show, you can find the replay at scrollsofthesoul.com/past, or why not go to YouTube, Scrolls of the Soul Radio on YouTube, and there's a full episode from 2021. It's the 4th of March. And of course, next week we take your calls for questions and mini readings live on air. We'll be on 10 a.m. Pacific in the U.S. And on purpose, we don't mention other times in the world because it's a little bit changeable right now, because we are changing from wintertime to summertime across the world, not at the same time. So there's a link actually at scrollsofthesoul.com, and you can find a time near you if you follow that around the globe. You can listen to replays of all our shows anytime at scrollsofthesoul.com/past, scrollsofthesoul.com/past, and you can keep yourself updated on upcoming shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming, scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming, and you can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And we usually post a few links in there, so there are some links at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, we offer personal readings, and you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or /Anne. And if we didn't have a chance to take your call today, please call into our next show. Listen to replays of all our shows anytime at Growth of the Soul Radio on YouTube as well, and you can check out upcoming episodes there as well. Thank you all for listening and calling in, and we're back next Thursday, April 1st. Promise to be nice, not joking too much. And Sissy, do you have anything you want to tell the listeners before we end the show?
Thank you, everyone, for entrusting us with your questions. We really do honor that and appreciate it, and sometimes even a little flabbergasted, but thank you. We're so grateful. And to those who listen afterward in the 29 countries, like you mentioned, just a shout out to you as well. Thank you for coming in and listening afterward. We really do appreciate it. And you're always welcome to give us a call. While we're on, we would love to chat with you from those, around the world. And with that, I'd like to just do a quick shout out to my mom. Angels watch over you all night long. Sissy?
And I say love, light, peace, and joy to all of you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.